Well, thank you, Peter, for the kind words, and certainly this is a great day for not only Brockway, but the whole area. And, you know, going back up until about 30 years ago, this building represented, as Peter said, not only the pride of Brockway, but the real job center of this whole area. Brockway Glass, a Fortune 500 company, #1 employer in not only the county, but the entire region. Up until about 30 years ago, that's where we were. That's all changed. And what also has changed for our whole area is no longer does just a high school education cut it. You just can't leave high school and get the good jobs. You need more training. You need higher education. And this facility, soon to be coupled with Butler Community College, is going to be a terrific model, not only for here, but around the whole state and around the whole country. And I am just proud to be part of it. And I appreciate Peter giving me those accolades. But, you know, the vision came to me because I like to say I surround myself with smart people. And a couple of those smart people, one of them's in the audience today, Dr. Dwayne Bassini and Dr. Dick McDowell, both former educators who said we can do better. We can do better for rural Pennsylvania. And I just happened to run into this gentleman you're going to meet soon, Bill Strickland, who was running around the halls of the state capitol saying, please help me with funding. Help me with funding. We can put people to work. We can do this, and we can do it effectively and efficiently. Now, what does this, my black friend from Pittsburgh have in common with his white buddy from Brockway? What do we have in common? We have in common the same thing. Our kids deserve better.
That's right.
Inner city kids deserve better, and so do rural kids deserve better. And this brings better to all of them. There's real opportunities here for everybody. And so as we talk about the success of this, it couldn't have happened without Peter Baraschetti and his company and his family. He has real skin in the game here. Yeah, the Commonwealth helped, but they put real skin in the game because they have a vision for Brockway also. And that's what makes this work. And now we as a community, with all things changing, we have another signal of hope, another piece of pride here for Brockway and for the whole area. And I know the people in this room, if we're committed to make it work, it'll grow, and it'll be real dividends for real jobs as this building used to be 30 years ago. Thank you very much.
You've heard this name, Bill Strickland, mentioned a couple of times with both Senator Scarnati and myself now. And Bill, I want to tell you, although the concept seems very simple, it is amazing what you have been able to accomplish and how you have, how you've taken taken something and formed a culture and an environment, such a wonderful environment that enables students the opportunities to bring out the best in them. And it's truly amazing. And I want to thank you for all your guidance and support. And most importantly, Bill, I want to thank you for opening your doors to the most valuable resources you have, and that is your people. We have Lori and Joanna. I'd like you to please step forward so that people can see you here up in front of the fountain. These two wonderful ladies have been extremely instrumental in us getting to this point today. They have provided a wealth of knowledge and experience, and they have spent countless hours helping us get to where we are at today. And in addition to these two fine ladies, there were several other members of the Manchester Bidwell Corporation organization that are here that have been extremely helpful. And I thank each and every one of you for everything that you've done to help us celebrate this such wonderful occasion. So Bill, again, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, President of Manchester Bidwell Corporation, Bill Strickland.
One of the benefits I've gotten out of this developing relationship is a friendship with Joe Scarnati that's beyond politics. It didn't start that way because what he told you is true, that I've been working on this idea and this center in Pittsburgh in my neighborhood for 40 years. It's been very successful, but without political leadership to sustain it, it's a story that never really gets told. And so Joe actually came and visited our center and said, in only the eloquent way that Joe Scarnati can sometimes say things, in which he said, the black guys in this neighborhood are treated just like the white guys in my neighborhood. They're forgotten. And that's true, or it used to be true. When he said that, it reminded me that I was not alone in this determination to do the right thing. And why I like Joe is that Mr. Scarnati, his dad, built this guy the right way. He taught him right from wrong and how to do the right thing for people. And as Mr. Scarnati, who I just met, said, he said, this center's going to bring this town back. That's what your father said, man. That's true. It will. It's already started. And this center is not here by accident. It is here deliberately. Frank and the guys came to Pittsburgh. I said, I want you to build something at least as good as this, if not better. I think you've exceeded our expectations with a 400-foot home run. Pete is also a friend. And these two are what are called leadership. It's a term that isn't being used very much these days, and we need to see a whole lot more of it. They stood up for something that they believe in. They did the right thing. Often for folks who don't have a chance to speak for themselves. You know, a lot of the kids who are struggling, a lot of the guys who've lost their job and have given up hope. That's what this center is representing, those people. And what the idea is to give them the life skills that they can be successful. Because we went to a lot of trouble to build this thing the right way, I will tell you a couple things that are going to happen. The students here will exceed industry specifications by a big margin. They will be trained in a way that will ensure that they are employed for the rest of their lives. And they're going to set a standard of what education ought to be for people who are in training. That's going to happen. The other thing that's going to happen, because I know your children, because we took a group of Brockway kids and some kids from Pittsburgh, we did a little photography project with the kids. You know what we did not talk about? Race. What we talked about was photography. And the kids understood photography fine. And they did a great show, and they bonded. They became friends, which is, by the way, how you solve the problem. You talk about our commonalities as people, and you can solve the problem. The kids are showing the way. So we're taking 10 Brockway kids, 10 Pittsburgh kids, and 10 kids from Cincinnati. We're all going to Yellowstone Park with cameras, big time. And I'll tell you, it's going to change their lives. They've already changed our lives. And so we're looking for great things from these children. I'm also proud of the fact that one of our guys, Marco, who's around here somewhere, Marco started with us in 7th grade as a Pittsburgh Public School kid in our ceramics program. He went to college. He's now the director of ceramics for the Brockway Center. So this is not a theory. This is real. These young people and adults who are going through this experience are going to set the standard for Pennsylvania, for the guys that everybody's running away from. That's the point of this story. And just in case you think I'm satisfied, I'm not satisfied with a thing. This has only demonstrated that Joe and Pete and I were right. That's what this has proven. And we now have conversations in Erie, Sharon, Altoona, Johnstown, Chester, Norristown, because they've already heard about the center here. The waves are already going out, and people are starting to say, we've been hearing about this miracle in Brockway, we got to check this out. Well, That's exactly what Joe and Pete and I hope would happen. I'm telling you, we can change this conversation in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in our lifetime. We don't have to live like this anymore. We've got to take back our communities and take back our country. And it's going to happen with people like this. I'm tired of this, where we're second class and we're losing our kids and losing industries. We've got to take control of our destiny. And the only way I can figure out how to do it is to build centers like this. I don't think there's any other way to do it. Give me 2 more minutes. I'm very excited today. I really am. Because now we got one outside of Pittsburgh. You know, it's easy for Pittsburgh. You stand there and point fingers at everybody and do their job. But this one is not our center. This is Brockway Center. That's a big deal, man. Because everybody said, oh, Bill Strickland's this African-American, and he walks on water, but if you don't have him, you can't build a center. Well, that's actually not a compliment. That's an insult. Because what it says is that there's nobody else in the world who can do extraordinary things. Brockway has put that to rest. That's done. And by the way, the kids in Brockway look just like the kids in Chester. And the adults in Altoona look just like the people who are going to go through this training program. I gave a little talk down in Sharon, PA, 7 o'clock in the morning. And the woman said, what a remarkable story. I understand that you're taking people off of welfare and you're putting them to work. I said, yes, ma'am, that's true. She said, well, Mr. Strickland, how much do we spend on welfare in Pennsylvania? And I said, ma'am, I actually don't know, but I just met your state representative who's sitting in the front row. I said, sir, how much would you predict that we spend on public assistance in Pennsylvania? He said, oh, about $11 billion a year. A year. We'll never make it. The economics don't work. You have an increasingly small group of people who are carrying everybody else. What I want to do, what Joe wants to do, what Pete wants to do, is turn this thing up on its head and make everybody an asset instead of a liability. And you can do it for less money than we're spending on prisons and drug treatment programs and welfare in Pennsylvania. So this can be done economically. We don't need to create one more dollar of tax revenue. We need to redeploy the existing revenue and use it more efficiently, just like this place is going to do. And then we can scale this idea. So I'm hoping that the message will go out because of the extraordinary day here today, that there's hope, and it's coming from Brockway, PA, man. The hope is coming from here. The sun is shining today here. I am very honored to have been a part of this journey. And I look forward to the next couple of steps in this journey with guys like Joe Scarnati and Pete Verchetti. And thank you very much for being the very special people that you are.